the former bishop of this diocese and wife, our esteemed audience, permit me to call upon the moderator for this occasion, in the person of Reverend Benson Chimezie, to tell us why we are here and how we go about it. Thank you, sir.
My Lord, the house. Today is a great day, a day of joy. Somebody shout hallelujah. So we need to celebrate the goodness and the mercy of the Lord. Diocese of Nnewi Anglican Communion 30th anniversary celebration, quiz, stroke, debate, competition. Today, the 14th day of February, 2026. The topic is, it is best to study in any of our diocesan boarding secondary schools than in any other secondary school in this land. The proposing school is Carroll Standard Convent, Ichi. While the opposing school is Bishop Uzodike Memorial Seminary, Nnewi. Please take the rows. It's going to be a 20 minutes presentation. Total of 10 minutes for each of the two schools. The time all right. Please take the rules. It's going to be a 20 minutes presentation, total of 10 minutes for each of the two schools. Time management, the chief presenter has 5 minutes, while others 4 each. Then at the end of the day, the chief presenter will summarize with a minute. All right, the proposing school, Carroll Standard Convent, Ichi. You can start.
Every man is given the opportunity of choice, and if he is to choose which is better for him, he will pick that which is beneficial to him. I would love to prove this particular statement I have made, but before I go on, it is respectable I give honor to whom it is due. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate time to my friends in argument, and my ever-attentive audience. Standing before you all on this podium today is I, Ms. Sambe Wonsu Divine, and I am here to propose the motion which states it's best to study in any of our diocesan boarding secondary schools than any other secondary school in this land. A diocesan secondary boarding school is a school which is run and led under a diocese. My point is simple.
Please, let's listen. Less noise. Go ahead.
My point is simple. A diocesan boarding secondary school doesn't just build the child, it builds both the mind and the spirit of the child. I would love to prove this with these following points. First, it's a 247 community of values and not just a school. In the diocesan boarding school, the students are taught how to live in peace.
Calm down. You can start afresh. Continue.
From the beginning.
Continue. All right, start. Continue. Start afresh. Start afresh. Start afresh. Yeah. Just. Okay. Go ahead. Start. Please let us be calm. Eh? Ne, ngwa. Eh? You know.
Hello, hello.
Every man has the privilege of choice, and if he is to choose, he will choose that which is more beneficial to him. I would love to express this with my exact statements, but before I go on, it is respectable I give honor to whom it is due. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my friends in argument, and my ever-attentive audience. Standing before you all today is I, Mr. Ben Wonsu Divine Chisterem, and I am meant to propose the motion which states it's best to study in any of our boarding secondary schools than any other secondary school in this land. And the Somebody Secondary School is a secondary school which is run and led under a diocese. My point is simple. The Somebody Secondary Schools don't just educate a child, they teach the child morals and things that are necessary for life and living. With the following points of mine, I would love to explain this. First, it's a 247 community of values and not just a school. In the Ansambani Secondary School, students are taught how to live in peace and harmony. Good morals and courtesy are not just behaviors for classrooms and for the dormitories. This is how people are expected to live at every point in time. Compare this to a non-Ansambani Secondary School. Students may come to school and learn good values, but go home, which may not support these values, which will make the child's inner conscience to be unstable. Second, it teaches discipline for life success. In a secondary school, there is time for everything. Time to sleep, eat, recreate, work, and many more. And this teaches time management, which is a very useful skill that will help anyone, both in university and in any job. If you compare this to a regular boarding school, in that school, a child may come to school and learn, but may be distracted with social media, TV, and many others. Permit me to ask my opponents this question. My friends in argument, if I am to ask you, where did you learn time management from? You have been a boarder, if I'm not mistaken, since your JS1, and you have been able to learn that managing time helps a lot. Am I right? Thank you. I am obviously right. Furthermore, in the Answer Boarding School, the leadership model is virtue-based and not rule-based. In the Answer Boarding School, we are not just taught do not steal. We are taught that stealing is bad and it ruins the inner conscience of a child. And if a child isn't taught that stealing is bad, they just feel like the rules are meant to be followed because they are rules. Rather, the rules are meant to be followed because every man is supposed to have a stable inner conscience. Now, some boarding schools also teach us how to build good bonds with friends and have connections for life. Look at the alumni network of our schools of these days now. In the alumni network, they don't just help each other to get jobs and other things. Instead, they also help in things like flood, pandemics, and many more. I know my friends in arguments may say that in other boarding schools, they also taught how to bond. But in the boarding schools, we're held by unity and kept strong by our faith. In the Islam boarding school, it teaches us that you don't just lead because you are a leader. You lead because of you have to consider the people who are being led. You don't just lead because of you feel like you are the one in position. You have to apply emotional intelligence, knowing that the rules are not just meant to be broken because it will give you personal gain, but instead the rules are meant to be kept so that everyone in the society can feel free and everyone in society will have peace. With these few points of mine, I hope I have been able to break you from the cage of dilemma that there is some boarding school is fine in every way better than any other regular boarding school on this land. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The opposing school, Bishop Ozodike Memorial Seminary, Nnewi. You have 4 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, sorry.
Good morning, my Lord Bishop, the chairman, the clergymen, incorruptible panel of judges, accurate time, ladies and gentlemen. Faithful Great, a student of Bishop Ozodike Memorial Seminary, and I'm here to formally oppose the motion. It says it is best to study in any of our Islam boarding secondary schools and any other secondary school in this land. First of all, let me start by explaining the following terms. A boarding school. A boarding school is a place where learners live in the school premises and go to school from there. While day schools, learners come to school from their various homes and go back home. Then for a school to be diocesan, means that it's owned and managed by a diocese. With the above explanation, let me support my stand with these points. Firstly, the word best makes this motion absolute, and absolutes are dangerous. Education is not a one-size-fits-all experience. What is best for one student may be unsuitable for the other. A student may thrive well in somebody secondary schools. Others also perform better, non-somebody secondary schools. This proves that somebody schools are not the only schools that provide quality education. Furthermore, quality education is not determined by the name burden. Being a somebody school does not automatically mean better education. Academic excellence depends on qualified teachers, effective teaching methods and facilities, and proper supervisions. Many non-somebody schools meet these standards and even perform better than somebody schools in external examinations. Also, some schools are not the only schools that provide moral discipline. Many well-managed non-somebody schools enforce strict rules and instill good morals. This is to show that discipline exists outside somebody school. So to claim that somebody school are the best in training morals, ignore the achievements of students from other who excel nationally and internationally. Again, it's family time. These school learners live with their parents, saving costs and promoting and maintaining strong relationships and effective support system with their family. With this, the risk of high physical, emotional, or social neglect is eliminated in all supervised somebody secondary schools. Another is well-rounded development. These school learners have greater opportunity to engage in community activities, learn life skills at home, and develop a more balanced life outside a strict academic environment. My opponent may say that skills are learned in somebody schools, but I think it's not just enough. In addition, it is often argued that somebody schools are superior because they produce students with good character. However, character formation does not support a child attends. A child's character is shaped by multiple influences, including home, family upbringing, community, personal choices, and peer group. Parents and guidance play a major role in teaching values such as honesty, discipline, and responsibility long before a child enters secondary school. When these foundations are strong, a child will maintain good character, whether it is diocesan or non-diocesan. And we all here can testify that in our diocesan boarding schools, there are students with nonchalant attitude and bad character who even play truancy, fight their teachers, steal, and even engage in sexual minority. Therefore, it is incorrect to say that diocesan boarding school can mold students with good character. And I believe that with this point of mine, I'll be able to convince you that although it is good, but not best to study in any further public schools and any school in this land. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The proposing school, Carroll Standard Secondary School.
Hello.
All protocols duly observed.
You have 4 minutes.
And standing here on is no other person than I, Miss Olisechina Miracle. I'm here to propose on the motion which says that it's best to study in any of our somebody secondary school than any other secondary school in this land. First, I would like to start with the definition of a Diocese boarding secondary school. A Diocese boarding secondary school is anybody's secondary school that is under, controlled, or being run by a diocese, offering boarding facilities to students with more focus on academic excellence, faith formation, and character development in a structured environment. Second, talks and workshop is a process on an art whereby guest speakers are being made available and ready to share their experience and insights on various topics like career guidance, life skills, or current issues, and also hands-on sections whereby students get to learn practical skills like first aid, coding, or leadership skills. And all these activities enables a student in order to get new perspectives, develop skills beyond textbook, interact with experts, and get to explore their interests. My friends in argument, I'm sure you have good morals. So tell me, why are you a student of Bishop Uzodike Memorial Seminary School, which is one of the Diocese Boarding Secondary School we have? Furthermore, spiritual development. It helps in building our faith-based values and activities that nurture character, which are acceptable in the society. By the way, most of the non-Diocese Boarding Secondary schools don't have qualified teachers, even though my friends in argument may say that government schools have qualified teachers. But may I inform you that government secondary schools have more students and less teachers. This can be proved by the record from Federal Government College, Okigwe, and Federal Government Science and Tech, Oka, where we have up to 3,000 students in just one streams and lesser teachers to teach. And in such situation, we can only have half-baked students. We can only have half-baked students. Furthermore, rules and regulation. Clear rules and regulation promote discipline, thereby restricting students from doing some certain things which are not right. Again, supervision is a process or an art whereby students are being supervised in any movement or move they make in order to ensure that they are still on the right track. And if not, they are being corrected, disciplined, and as well directed back to the right track. In conclusion, a Diocese Boarding Secondary Schools provides an environment whereby students can strive academically, spiritually, and personally. And with all these points of mind, I hope I've been able to brain feed you and not to brainwash you. Thanks.
All right. The opposing school, Bishop Uzodike. You have 4 minutes.
All protocols duly observed. I am Chukudumi J. Kenna, a student of Bishop Uzodike Memorial Seminary. I am here to firmly oppose the motion, which says it is better to study in any of our dioceses. All protocols duly observed. I am Chukudumi J. Kenna, a student of Bishop Uzodike Memorial Seminary, and I'm here to oppose the motion, which says that it's better to study in any of our diocesan secondary schools than to study in any other body and that study in any other secondary school in this land. With the following points of mind. Firstly, diocesan body secondary schools often operate a rigid and uniformed system designed to treat all students in the same way. While this may work well for some learners, it does not suit everyone. Students differ in learning pace, talents, emotional needs, and personality. And when these differences are ignored, some students struggle academically or emotionally. In contrast, non-diocesan secondary schools often adopt a more flexible and student-centered approach. They are better able to recognize individual strengths and weaknesses and provide remedial lessons where necessary. They also encourage talents in areas such as sports, art, technology, leadership, and entrepreneurship. They also encourage talents in areas such as sports, art, leadership, technology, and entrepreneurship. Therefore, not every student thrives in a strict boarding area. Some students perform better in schools that allow closer parental involvement, personalized mentoring, and adaptable learning methods. So the belief that diocesan boarding secondary schools are the best for all students is misleading. Again, most diocesan boarding secondary schools admit large number of students, leading to overcrowded hostels and classrooms. This reduces the teacher-student interaction going on in the classes and affects the learning of the students. But in non-diocesan secondary schools, they maintain manageable population size of students, allowing their teachers to evenly monitor each student and giving the students an upper hand in learning. More so, students in diocesan body secondary school are often exposed to vices such as stealing, lying, fighting, bullying, homosexualism, and even lesbianism. And due to lack of mentoring and monitoring, they adopt these characters and become future problems in society. But this is rarely found in a non-diocesan secondary school because each student is monitored by his parents and teachers everywhere he goes. Finally, parents and teachers parents and teachers should choose schools based on the teaching quality, environment, facilities available, and student welfare, and not by whether it is diocesan or not. Excellence is found where standards are upheld, and excellence is found where standards are upheld, regardless of ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've been able to convince you that although it is good, but it's not the best to study in diocesan secondary schools. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. The proposing school, the chief presenter, you have a minute for your summary.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for giving me another opportunity to summarize my points. I've heard my opponents say that living with your parents helps in life support. But I can assure you that those students out there that live with their parents, from SS3, they move towards university. How then do you expect them to be independent if they are living with their parents? You see some of these students, their parents wash their clothes, their parents take care of them. How then would they be able to have that self-independence when they leave home? Also, I also overheard my friends in arguments say that in the Diocesan boarding school, that the students there are easily exposed to homosexuality, stealing, and many other social vices. And now I tell you, why then are the teachers there? Why then do we have a counselor? Because they are there to support the children, and they are also there to correct them for what they do. I put it to you that truly, if your mother knew that the Diocesan boarding school was not good, why would she put you here? Why would she enroll you into Bishop Uzodike Memorial Seminary School if truly she knew that a regular school was better than this school? She knew that moral values would be inculcated in you. That was the main reason why she brought you here. It's for you to be taught, for you to be a better person in the society. I hope I have been able to brain feed you and to also give you the conclusion that obviously the Diocesan boarding school is always better. Thank you.
All right. The opposing, Bishop Uzodike, the chief presenter, a minute for your summary.
Thank you for the opportunity to conclude this. First of all, I would like to refute what my opponent just said in her first presentation. He said that leadership qualities are taught in the somebody secondary schools. But in the somebody secondary schools, you see where leaders who are appointed as prefects use it as a platform to exploit their students. They threaten them that they are going to make school hell for them if they don't do what they ask them to do, and even collect their provisions or their store of first food for them. This shows that somebody in schools give them a platform to learn corruption and degrade the moral uprightness in our schools. In conclusion, although there is somebody in secondary schools play an important role in education, it is not correct to claim that the best by default. Quality education, success, and discipline is found in many non-Diocesan boarding secondary schools. Therefore, Diocesan boarding schools are not necessarily better than any other school in this land. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We shall hear from the chief judges. Let's wait a minute.
My Lord Bishop, the retired His Grace, distinguished members of the Planning Committee, and this very beautiful body. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol and permit me to speak a little in English because we've been blowing grammar here for the past 10 minutes or thereabout. The two sides, in the first instance, when you assess the two sides, you will see a mark of the achievement of the Diocese of Nnewi. For adolescents in the past 15 minutes or thereabout have been arguing more than what the members of the Senate can come up with in some months regarding students going to diocesan schools, boarding schools, and those that can stay out. Those that are talking about in favor of this, they are saying that you have close monitoring, you have teachers, the number are under control, and virtually in all the schools you know all the students. And then there is strict moral standard, character building, and of course, academic excellence. And then the side that is opposing it, we want to understand, we need to understand that this is academic exercise. It was assigned to them, so we need to understand them because they need to discuss and bring out the advantages of the other side, even though they are from this enviable institution. They are saying human beings have a right to make choices, and of course you have society, you have parents at home who will do many things for the children. And once you have functional education, it doesn't really matter the roof under which the education takes place, which is logical, and which is what every educational institution also says. Train the teacher. Don't worry about all the others because the teacher can improvise. So, with these few points, you will see one striking thing, that the diocesan secondary schools are centers of excellence. They can present arguments for and against anything, any program, but at the end of the day, we'll still draw the line that the diocesan secondary school is still the best and can compete with her peers anywhere in the world. Permit me to stop here for time. Thank you very much.
Praise ye the Lord. My Lord, our proprietor and mommy, Mama Nnewi, Your Grace, our former proprietor, and Mama Nnebife, I think our job is done. Can we celebrate these powerful schools? Let's celebrate them. They did well. In addition to what the principal of the Irene Opos has said, Lady Dr. Joy, they all did well. The results for this wonderful outing will be published in the Diocesan Education Platform through our chairman, Venerable Dr. Charles Nnemeka. Can you celebrate all our schools? God bless every of us for listening to our exercise. Dalunu. The co-chairman, co-judges, God bless all of us. The timekeeper, the organizers, we are so happy. Dalunu.
Judges and the students, an applause for them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.